Waikiki. Yeah. Waikiki. Waikiki. What do you do, girl?
It's a sonic banana.
What? It's a sonic banana. I already slept the banana last night. I don't need Well, you now know what you're in for, right? Totally. Well, thank you very much for the banana. And it's from Dole. Isn't Dole around here? Is it? Yeah. Yeah, good. You don't have to be that. I love you. You can stand over there. Protection, my security. Don't fuck with me, okay? He'll kick you at Kelsey. You all know Kelsey, don't you? Kelsey, thank you, Kelsey. Do a little hula dance. No. Okay, what? I know, we'll get Scott to do one maybe. Do we have any like Hawaiian music? Do you have any? No? Oh my God, we're in Hawaii. Oh no, I do. Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute, watch this. This is really fun. And I'll tell you, then I got a story to tell you. Wait a minute. I gotta get past Hamilton. Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy, and Skylar's sister. That's all I know. How could a man born music? Kelsey, where was it? My music, download, you're gonna love this. It's so sweet. You've probably heard it before, you're like, yeah, we know this, so shut up. It makes me cry. Do you know what it's called? Lava.
I love it.
I think it's so sweet and sad. Don't worry, the whole panel won't be about me listening to this song. Actually, you can give me recommendations, because what I really like to do when I go visit a place, I like to take something home, like some gorgeous big hunky man. No, recommend some traditional music for me. Has anybody, I gotta ask this, has anyone ever heard of a woman named Amy Gilliam? Really? The Hawaiian singer?
Yes.
Do you know I went to school with Amy?
No.
Amy and I were in shows together in college, and yeah, I got stories about Amy. Which I'm not gonna tell. Because she's got a lot of stories about me, let me tell you. Yeah, I'm so glad that she's been really successful. She's got a great voice, really lovely. Scotty, you could just say hi before we start, yeah? You're ready to This is Scott. Doing very well today. Tell them why.
Too many Mai Tai.
That's exactly right. We were at a military bar, weren't we?
Barefoot.
Where? I can't understand you, so shut up. It was in a hotel next to where we were, but it was nice, wasn't it? There were all these military guys walking down. Voice, he can't do anything but laugh. Anyway, that's Scott. He's gonna go sleeping now. Speaking of, how many of you saw the internet video that Scott? Did you see it?
It was huge.
How many didn't see it? All right. So the story goes. I'm in a jacuzzi and I'm doing Facebook Live, which I love to do, and I'm doing a video going, hey everybody, we're in the backyard in our house in Palm Springs, and when you're in the jacuzzi in your own backyard, you like to get in the jacuzzi nude, right? Yeah, whatever. You're a married couple, you get in the jacuzzi, you have your nude fun, whatever. So I'm Facebook living nude. I'm like, hey everybody, I'm just here in Palm Springs, and all of a sudden here behind me, splush. And I turned around, Facebook Live is still on. I turned around, he's like, Scott, he's like, hey, I'm like, did you just walk behind me, naked, and get in the jacuzzi? He went, yeah. And I went, really? He went, yeah. I said, you know what you just did? He went, well, I just saw Jungle Book and I loved it. And I'm like, screw Jungle Book! You just walked behind me naked and showed your willy to the, like, 4 million people. He went, I don't care. So, clearly nobody else did. Well, everybody cared, because it went viral within like 20, 30 minutes, right? And I thought, and someone, people were texting me saying, are you going to take it down? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? I went, I'm not taking it down. Why would I take down nudity, but it's not dirty? Well, it's nothing, and we're a married couple. What's the big deal? So we left it. Thank God some of you got hold of it, because Facebook took it down. Facebook were like, we can't show nudity on there, which is fine. Tell that to some of the Tinder people. So they got rid of it, but by that time, most of you guys had it. Just block out there. Were you the one who did that? It went all over. So you can see it if you go on to YouTube, right? And he's got nothing to be ashamed of, let me tell you. So I'm over in the UK, and I'm doing The Conjurer, one of the books that my sister and I have written together, which went to number 7 in the bestseller list. We were doing the publicity tour, and we decided that, when I was there, obviously, to see my in-laws, I went up to visit Sheila and Sterling, Scott's mom and dad, and I'm having afternoon tea, as you do, in an English country. And so I'm having afternoon tea, and I'm sitting, we've got tea, and we've got scones, we've got cream, and we've got finger sandwiches, cucumber and tomato, and all sorts of stuff, right? And I'm eating, and it's nice and lovely, and all of a sudden Sheila perks up a conversation. She says, John! I said, yes, Sheila. She said, John, I got a call from Jackie today. I said, oh, really? Jackie said, yes, Jackie. Apparently Scott has had his willy out. Excuse me? She said, yes, apparently his cock was out. And I kind of sat and thought for a minute. My mother-in-law is having a conversation about my husband's willy. No, she just said cock. And she's not talking about a male chicken either. So I'm sitting there and she goes, yes, I do wish Scott would keep his cock in. I'm not fussing about for everybody to see, because Jackie said it was all over the papers. So not only is his willy all over the internet, it's all over the newspapers too. And I'm sitting listening to this thinking, this is really surreal. And then Sterling walks in, cravat and everything else. He goes, yes, apparently he's well hung. Yes, he is. Anyway. Oh, you should have seen the fantasy tweets that everybody was sending out to us. Oh, yes, especially that blonde guy over there. Anyway, so what I love to do, guys, is I like to go ahead and open it all up, so to speak. My thing, we call it anything goes. You can ask anything you want, I'll answer it. If I don't want to answer it, I'll tell you to sit down and piss off, okay? I don't hold back, I don't change myself for anybody, so what you see is what you get. Line up, ask your questions. I feed off of you in more ways than one. I perked up again over there. So I like to fire off and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, yes, go ahead.
Hi, first of all, I just want to say we kind of hope
about his squirrel girl, how she
I know, a squirrel girl's tail could not fit on the plane. The other thing is, it's my first time here. I kind of got to gauge the audience.
Female squirrel girl!
Okay, just shut up, it's my time. The fact that you all were okay with me saying cut, then I know next time. Yeah, so go ahead.
My question is, besides felicity, which is awesome.
Makes me sick.
Which couple would you ship across any of the CW shows? So like Supergirl, Legends, Arrow, Flash.
Which couple would I ship? I think, well, No, listen, if you were following us at San Diego Comic Con, you know that I was shipping Felicity. I was doing more than shipping her. Pictures, which we thought was hysterical, which we tried to play it like it, because we like to just do silly things. We're a fun cast, we enjoy ourselves. And as we were doing that, I just said to her, do you want to just like kiss in every picture? She's like, yeah, that'd be awesome. And in fact, in one of them, I went to kiss her and someone bumped me and I bit her in the lip. Like that tooth there, which is really sharp, like nailed her right in the lip. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. She said, kind of liked it. So I'd have to say, I want to ship somebody with Malcolm. Yeah, so that's why I said Merlicity. I said, oh, don't laugh at that one, then piss off. All right. Yeah, that would be my thing. I'm not really into that whole kind of the relationship thing. I like more of the action, the adventure, and, you know, if someone's in a love relationship, let's just kill them. Anyway. But you can stick me in between the Supernatural boys any day. Particularly Misha. Oh my God, yes.
Are you pretty sure somebody in this life is going to ask, are you playing Pokemon?
Please don't shit.
I need to know.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, first off, I'm from Palm Springs, so hello.
Oh, you are from Palm Springs?
Yeah.
Oh, good. What brings you all the way out here besides this?
I'm on vacation.
You're on vacation.
And I read in the newspaper, hey, there's a comic convention 2 minutes down the street. I'm like, whatever.
Awesome.
So there was that.
You're supposed to say you came because of me. Sit down.
Well, actually, I said,
Yay! Let's start writing a check.
and if you want, I'm at Lulu's every night at 8 p.m. You know what Lulu's is.
I know, you're down at Lulu's every night at 8 p.m.?
Well, every Friday.
Doing what? What are you doing to Lulu? Don't eat off the special menu, though.
No?
No, because it's like the food that's old. Apparently. Okay, what's your question?
I'm original, but what is the best part about being John Barrowman? Like whether on set, off set, at convention, down in Palm Springs, whatever.
I don't know. It's just the fact that I'm kind of living the dream as a geek and a nerd myself, and I'm having a great time, and it's all because of you guys, and that's why I do these things. That's why I like to do these panels and not hold back, because why should I put on kind of any pretense and pretend to be something that I'm not? You guys once you made Captain Jack popular, you made Malcolm popular. You follow me in a lot of the stuff that I do, which continues to keep me popular. So I just say thank you, and I have to be honest. To be John Barrowman, it is totally, totally awesome.
Okay, since we're going with no holds back, I'm changing my original questions. My question for you is, in the Whovian universe, who would you find the best yummy character?
Yo, what?
In the Whovian universe, who would I find the best yummy character?
Yeah.
The Doctor!
Shut up and quit answering the questions for me. I'll make you sit down, I will. David Tennant. You don't have to ask a question.
First off, and then this might sound like I'm ass kissing just because of what happened, but it's not. Thank you a Doctor Who fan because I almost was getting bored of Doctor Who up until Captain Jack showed up.
Oh.
And then I became a huge fan, and then Matt Smith kept me going.
Did he?
But
Right.
up until Matt Smith, it was really my favorite.
Okay, is there a question or is that a comment?
No, that's the comment. Now the question is, now this might have been like a one-off joke on the show itself, but is Captain Jack the face of Bo?
Yes.
Yes.
See, that was an easy question. Well, you only get one, so sit down. Is there a follow-up?
My follow-up is, will Captain Jack come back?
I have no idea. It's not up to me. It's up to the people who produce the show, and it's up to the showrunner. I did have, I am pushing and pushing for Torchwood to come back. Without giving too much away, I was on a phone conversation with one of our executives, exec producers, telling me the obstacles that we have to face in order to bring it back. And I don't like to see things as obstacles because my feeling is that it's a good show, it deserves to come back, and I'm being told that it can't come back until it's got approval from certain people involved with Doctor Who, and I don't understand why one show has to have the approval of another in order to come back. But it might change when somebody leaves. Somebody new and wonderful comes in. You're welcome. Get what I'm saying? But I will say this to you. It needs you guys to email, text, or not text, email, to post hashtagging Torchwood, @Torchwood, whatever, because that is all logged by the BBC, and if they see that, it means something. So, and also, I'm just going to say it, I don't give a crap, because they have to reply to everything. If you write to the BBC, they must respond. So every day, repeat, 40 times a day. I will love you. And if you're female, I will give you my things for babies, okay? Come on, guys, come on. Oh, he's there! I'll give you some too. Yes.
Okay, so I've actually heard this from another that you did. But can you tell everybody the story with the Thai food incident?
Thai food?
The Thai food incident?
The Thai food?
Thai food.
What do you, give me more hints. I'm not sure it was Thai food. Was it?
It has to deal with a sign that said no dumping.
Oh, that wasn't Thai food. No. No, I know what you're talking about. Anyway, that was, we were in the southern part of the United States, and Scott and I were doing on a driving trip, and we were in the, did you get your picture? Oh, I hate people standing behind me. Get your pictures over with and then leave me to entertain them. Thank you very much. Right? Yeah! All right, so we were in the southern part of the United States. We're having a great time and we're traveling around. We've been to dinner the night before. And I went to bed and I had some kind of Cajun, really kind of spicy stuff or something like that. Could have been Thai, I don't know. Spicy food Thai. So something didn't agree with me, okay? And we're in the car. And we are in a rental car. With not leather seats, but you know that kind of velour stuff, right? Beige. And we're driving, and when Scott's driving, and I'm in the passenger seat, and I go, honey, I gotta fart. Go ahead, so I went, the facilities. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're by the bayous. With all the dikes, and I'm not talking the fun lesbian type. So we're driving along, and I'm like, find a place. So I'm holding myself up. Next thing it's getting really bad because it just keeps coming. Every time gurgle, so my feet are on the dashboard. And I'm holding myself up. I feel like, like I've got a brick. But a really wet one. So I'm sitting, and I'm not sitting, I'm kind of hovering. We pulled down a back road. Scott says, I'll find a place, don't worry. I will find a place. I'm like, you better find a place quick, because this is filling up really fast. It's like a Shell gas station here. So we pull into this derelict area. I get out of the car. I take off my shorts, and I turn and look, and I go, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's a post I can hang it up on. So I walk over to the post, and I take them very strategically off, still with all the content, and I hang it on the post, which has a long sign, but I can't see what the sign says. So I pull it over and I hang it on the side, so behind me I've got the sign and the underwear on the other side. So I get the baby wipes and all that, I clean myself up, put my shorts back on, fantastic. And I walk around and I turn and I look at the sign, it says no dumping.
Lovely, by the way.
Thank you very much. This means that I'm married, doesn't it?
Yes!
Married but not dead. Go ahead.
Do you have any kind of funny stories with the cast of Doctor Who?
With the cast of Doctor Who?
Yes.
I do. I don't know if they're outrageously funny, but there was one sequence where David and I were filming in a warehouse. And we're sitting, and we had to eat in that scene. And I said to David, what do you think we should eat? He said, what are you going to be hungry for at about 2 o'clock in the morning? Well, because we started filming at 10 o'clock, and we wouldn't be done till like 8 in the morning, like, a full day. And we're on night shift, because we had to get in all the night sequence shots. And I said, well, about 2 o'clock in the morning, what do you fancy? And he said, chips. I'm like, great. Not like potato chips, British fries, but big, thick, juicy, salt and vinegar, wrapped in a paper bag, fries, made from what we call a chippy, okay? A fish and chippy. So we're looking so forward to this. And we start shooting at about 2 o'clock for this sequence. And they're like, and action. And David and I are like, oh, this is fantastic. Oh, these chips are wonderful, while doing our dialogue. And cut. Hour and a half later, take 13 from another angle. Okay? Right? But we've already done 3 other angles of like 10 takes, so you're talking about maybe this is the 36th take from different angles. And action. Is the camera on you, David? Yeah, okay, because I'm going to throw up. Just keep going, David. Don't eat any chips. Disgusting. And we had to do that till like 4 in the morning. And you know what soggy, vinegary, salty chips taste like at 4 in the morning? And we couldn't get fresh ones because the chippy closed. Right? So we had to put our way, eat all those chips, every single one of them at the same place. We wanted to barf by the time we were done. So it's things like that. The other thing is David used to, he was wearing Converse.
Yes.
And I had to wear, I wore caterpillar boots. Which, if any of you have ever tried to run in caterpillar boots, it's not easy. So David would be like that in running sequences, yeah. And I'd be Captain Jack, and I'm like, ah! Slow down! Slow down! You're in Converse, you skinny prick! There you go. I love it. He's great. Yes. Hello, TARDIS. I've been in you. And you are bigger on the inside. It's the TARDIS, for goodness sake. Your dirty mind. Love them. Yes.
You just made this the most memorable first convention.
I can tell you beat yourself. Your first convention?
Yeah.
Convergent. Convergent? Never mind. Too quick for you. Go ahead.
So I started watching Arrow because I love you, and now that you're a CWBC regular, like...
Well, I've always been a regular.
Yeah, but like across all...
Well, I don't know what that really means yet until they write it and I see it in scripts, because at the moment I'm going to be doing some of Legends, but I won't be in Arrow until after Christmas.
Do you think you'll be in Supergirl?
Arrow writer's room. Anyway, will I be Supergirl? I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. And they actually discussed this with me last year, but it was never announced and never happened. So I will believe it when I see it in scripts. Yeah? Great. Welcome. Yes. Hi.
Well, me and my brother started watching you on Doctor Who. We really, really love it.
Good.
I have two questions for you. One for me, one for my brother.
Okay.
Because he's not here.
Okay, then he doesn't get a question. Okay, go ahead then.
So my brother's question is, what is your most memorable moment with David Tennant?
Okay. The most memorable moment with David, actually, for all of us, was when we were filming the End of Days. Listen, don't get angry, because there were so many different scripts for us, so many lines to learn. That's when we're all around in the TARDIS at the End of Days, when we figure out that the Doctor has a place for us. That's what every section of the console is for. For all of us who were, particularly David and I, were big fans when we were kids. So for both of us, him to be the Doctor, me to be a part of it, a kid who left Scotland, grew up in America, never ever thinking that he would ever be on a TV show that was iconic, that he loved. And then all of a sudden I'm on it to realize that one of these panels around the console that I had watched for, 20-odd, 30 years, was actually for me. And for Sarah Jane, and for Donna, and for everybody else who was part of the Doctor's team. And also that moment was iconic. If you've ever seen the picture of all of us together, Jack's doing this down, and it's the Doctor and Sarah Jane, every one of the companions is there from that episode. That was my idea to do that shot, because everyone was so tired. I'm like, guys, let's just do one big shot together, because it's, who knows when this will happen again. And that was correct, because Elizabeth Sladen passed away, and we always call Elizabeth the mother of our ship. And Elizabeth was one of the companions, Sarah Jane Smith, who was iconic and changed television, particularly for young girls, because she was self-assured. She stood up to the Doctor. She had a career. She was an awesome companion. And all of the other companions, we kind of based a little bit of ourselves on Sarah Jane. So to have her involved in that sequence, it was just amazing. And for me, that's one of the most memorable moments. So if you go back and watch that, know that actually when I'm squeeing and kind of hugging Donna and Sarah Jane and doing all this stuff, that is John Barrowman. Not hard at all. I never answer favorite questions. Because if I say who my favorite companion is,
Who's your best companion?
who's the best companion? Well, me, of course. You're saying from between who else was on the TARDIS when I was there? I can't answer that. Are you kidding me? Because I still talk to all of them. Billy Piper. Anyway. The reason I say that is because Rose was Jack's first other companion. Do you know what I mean? And I love Martha. Martha Jones, great, because Martha, who knew that when she stepped onto the TARDIS, she was going to be responsible, as Jack was chained up for centuries. The Doctor was put in a cage, that she would be the one to save the world, you know? And that was really awesome. So those things. See, I do watch this show.
I'm not sure I want to say this after the ducking story.
Okay.
Hello, beautiful. I've been in love with you since that kiss on Doctor Who.
Really?
Are you working on any more badass bisexual or gay characters?
I don't know if there's anything that I'm playing on television. Obviously, Malcolm's badass. But he's not. Well, you don't have to be gay just to be good. Straight people are good too.
That's fabulous.
No, I'm not. Anyway, there's one of the characters that we've written in the next series of books. For those of you who followed the Hollow Earth series that my sister and I write, okay, and also we're writing the new Torchwood comic, which is Captain Jack. So, which I brought a bunch of them. They sold out within like yesterday, like the first hour today, which is awesome. It's show you guys are so hungry for it, hungry for more Captain Jack. The Hollow Earth series is about Matt and Em Calder, twins, and Matt and Em grew up during the first 3 books, and we've just released Conjurer, which I mentioned earlier, and Matt and Em are involved in Conjurer. And one thing that we did in Conjurer is that a lot of people think the twins are based on Carol and I, which is, part of, again, us as the creators and writers. Of course that's in there. But, and Matt, spoiler alert, okay? Spoiler alert, Matt is gay, okay? And he starts to, we don't apologize for it, we don't make any excuses for it, we just, basically, you realize as you're reading, he likes guys. And he doesn't apologize for it, nor does his sister. And we're very proud of that because the books were banned in parts of Scotland because of it, which is because of that, and also because of the subject matter. We have the young Em talking to her mother about teenage pregnancy, which you should all have a conversation if you have girls and boys about it to help them not get into that kind of trouble. And if they do, then you have a way to figure to get them up. So we have all this stuff in the book because these are the things that teenagers are dealing with on an everyday basis. And some teacher decided to tell the school board, tell other teachers that it was inappropriate for that age group, which is a bunch of bull. So we're so glad that it went to number 7 in the bestseller list. But we were doing all of so that's one of the other, he's a gay character. And we were doing talks to schools and everything in Scotland, and they actually had to cancel. There was, I think it was something like 1,000 students that were not allowed to go and see this. And my big argument when I went and did all the press for the school, you can have your own opinions, but if I were, and I'm not a parent, so I'm treading on a thin line when I say this, but if you're a parent, and if I were a parent, because my nieces and nephews are like our kids to Scott and I don't want one person making that decision on my behalf for my child. I want to make that decision for them, and it's up to us to have that conversation together. I'm very passionate about equal rights, believe me, and equality, so it's a big thing for me. But yeah, so read Conjurer, it's quite fun, because he has a bit of a relationship with a very famous artist from, I don't want to get one. What was kind of creepy was when my sister and I were trying to figure it out. She's like, what would they do? I'm like, I am not telling you. Yes.
I have 2 questions.
Good.
First one, I love your singing voice.
Thank you. That's a comment, not a question.
Well, even
Okay,
though
go ahead.
don't feel like I can hear it sounds good.
Okay, great.
But
with all the success with the television and everything that's going on, are you planning on doing any more stage work?
Not at the moment. I don't have time at the moment, but all I'll say is I get asked every year to do a lot of stuff. West End and Broadway, and I've been asked to do something, but I can't say what it is because I'm really interested and want to do it, and we're trying to make it work on my hiatus after season 5, so just keep watching because it's pretty awesome. That's all I'll say. Next question.
Second question kind of goes off with the Doctor Who, takes off with the other question, but it's limited to Doctor Who. Anyway, you work with a lot of very sexy men, David Tennant, for instance, Stephen Amell, and I love you and Gareth together in Torchwood.
Yeah.
If you could hook up with any one of them, who would you pick? And why?
Don't ask me to answer my questions for me. So who would I hook up with?
And why?
Like you're meaning like what is it? What do you call it when you? It's marry, kill, date. Date. That's boring. Marry, kill. Fuck Mary, kill. Is that the kind of thing? Sure. Okay. Out of all of the guys that I've kind of worked with, oh, that's difficult. I think. All right. I would have to Gareth. I would have to. You know, it's really difficult. This is terrible. It's really difficult because they're all very, very well-ampled men. I know that. It's a hard decision to make. I think I would have to. Don't hate me for this. I'd have to kill Gareth. Wait! Because in the show, technically, he already died, so you've gone through that trauma already. Alright, you see where I'm going with this? I think I would have to marry... No, I'd have to F-bang David Tennant. Because I know he's married and he's got a wife to go back to. And I'd have to marry Stephen Amell. Then I know I'd be getting that piece every night. Yes, go ahead.
Hi. Huge fan of Arrow.
Thank you.
So, what do you feel is the best part of playing Malcolm Murray?
He's an asshole. I love him for that. He's also, the thing I love about Malcolm is he's very, and you might disagree, but trust me on this one, he's very loyal. He might not do the things the way you all think is conventional, but when he says he's going to do something, by God, he does it, right? Malcolm sees himself as the hero of his own story, okay? And Malcolm also doesn't understand why Oliver Queen, who he does love like a son, but gets really pissed off with him. Because Oliver does exactly the same stuff Malcolm does, but everyone goes, yay, we love you! Right? Totally! So it's those kind of things, and that's what I love about Malcolm. A lot of people, because I'm not like Malcolm Merlin, although sometimes I would like to kill some people. No, I'm not like Malcolm, but, and people say, you know, how do you get into that character and how do you get yourself ready to play him? I don't think about it. It's really easy. When characters are that good and have, also my sister and I wrote the Malcolm Merlin Dark Archer comic book for DC, which is available on digital download, and it comes out in a graphic novel in August. So what's amazing, for me as a fan, and me as a From that, 8, 9-year-old boy who used to play with all his Mego figures with his best friend in the basement, hiding from all the other boys because we would have got our asses kicked. Playing superheroes. For me to be part of the DC world, my sister and I, to create the backstory and the lore for Malcolm Merlyn that will be with everybody for the rest of time is amazing. So I love him passionately as a character because I find him it's like Captain Jack. As soon as I put that coat on, I'm there. Boom, something happens. I'm ready. And with Malcolm, as soon as I put that the leather jacket and those tight pants on, boom, I'll kick your ass.
Like what I wanted to ask as a follow-up was, do you see for the 5th season of Arrow, do you see Malcolm when you do show up?
I don't know.
Would you prefer he stay a villain, or do you want him to keep?
I'm not going to answer that. I can't answer that because if I say that, you'll never let me change my mind. Or if the writers do completely what is opposite of what I say, you'll go, well, he doesn't want to play that. So I am quite happy for them to write what they write, but I will say this. I wish they put him in more episodes. I wish they would write more for him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. We got a lot of people to get through, so if we can try to keep it to one question apiece, that would be awesome. Is that all right? You think that's fair?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So my question was, what's the best piece of advice you could give to a kid or teen or adult that's trying to follow their dreams, but it seems kind of unrealistic?
Work hard.
That's a good one. Work hard, but also, if I'm going to be honest, there's two sides to every coin. I'm one of the lucky ones. I've worked really hard, and Scott will attest to this. That he doesn't get to see me a lot very often. I'm a workaholic. It takes that kind of commitment to make certain dreams come true. But I've also had opportunities that have been put in front of me, and I've grasped every single one of them. Some people might look at me and go, why are you doing that? Because that's beneath you. No, it's not beneath me. Nothing is beneath us. If you want to do it, then it should be respected that you want to do it no matter what it is. So it's the commitment to that that's going to help you succeed and also make you feel good about what you do. However, sometimes dreams don't happen. And we have to realize that. And that's why they're called dreams. And we still have to motivate ourselves to do things even if that dream is never going to come true in your life, because that's just the way life is. But there's going to be all sorts of other things around you, friends, family. You're going to have a wonderful time, other times in your life, other things you're going to do. The dream that you might think is the dream that you really want might not be the one that you're going to get. You're going to get this other dream over here. It's what you base the importance of those dreams on. But as a human being, we should all, I feel like Dr. Phil right now. As a human being, we should always have something to dream about. We should always have something to try to go for and to achieve, because that gives us passion and drive and commitment. And that's really the honest answer I can give you. The easiest way to get it is to sleep with whoever's got your dream, okay? You're shocked by that. Have you been to a bar on the island? Yes.
So speaking of dreams, do you have a dream role in any musical?
To be honest, most of those roles I've played, Miss Saigon, Phantom of the Opera, Anything Goes, Aspects of Love. I've worked for Cameron McIntosh and Andrew Lloyd Webber numerous times. Stephen Sondheim I've worked for twice, and sat with him behind a table discussing the music and wetting myself at the same time. So I've played, Bobby and Company. I've played lots of roles. I wouldn't say they're the kind of dream roles, because I don't have that. How do I explain this? That's work. That's a work thing for me, if that makes sense. I've got other things that I dream about, and other things that I want to achieve as my dreams. So if somebody writes a role for me, and they bring it to me, that's a dream. Okay? But if someone comes up and says, I want you to play so-and-so in this show that's, I want you to go into it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, that's just totally awesome. But that might lead to that dream. Kind of going back to what you said. I'm just rambling now. Yes.
For one, I love watching Torchwood with my mom.
Awesome.
And we both watched Arrow together. And I'm just wondering, being that even though you're not in here until Christmas, is there any possible way to fix your relationship with Thea?
I think Thea and I have kind of fixed our relationship. Let me.
Okay.
Because we've agreed with each other that we are father and daughter, which was the most important thing for Malcolm, for her to agree to, that she is my daughter, but we don't have to like each other. Kind of like life. Although I'm fortunate, I love my parents, but you know, that does happen. So we've agreed, but also she knows that if she ever needs anything, I will be there. And when the season begins, everybody has gone off in their own direction, taking time to reassess what has happened at the end of the last season. You know, people died, you know, boom, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, everybody's assessing the situation. I think then it'll move forward. I actually would like them to go away from that bit and look into something else with Malcolm and Thea, and then they come back together at another point, like a big diamond.
And the gives Malcolm's origin story of how he became what he is now?
Yeah, it goes back to before he was in the League of Assassins. And also, you know, there's a secret out there about Malcolm. And you know how Oliver, it all starts as, my name is Oliver Queen. Oh, right? Well, my name is not Malcolm Merlin.
I can't wait for next month.
You can go home tonight and get it for 99 cents a piece. You're very welcome. Guys, we have less than 10 minutes, so if you can do your questions tonight, I'll try to rapid fire as much as I can.
I know that when you're shooting television, the hours can be long, and sometimes to break up the monotony, it helps to play pranks on your fellow co-stars.
Yes, it does.
I know you did that with one of your co-stars on Torchwood.
Correct.
Have you done that with anyone on Arrow?
Oh, yes. Stephen Amell. He's the best to play a prank on because he laughs hysterically. One of the first ones that comes to mind was when we were doing a sequence. I meet privately with Oliver, Malcolm and Oliver, in a big kind of rotunda square outdoor, rotunda square, that's a circle courtyard outside, lots of people around having a conversation, and I'm supposed to walk away, leaving him in the camera shot, and I walk away from it, right? I told the camera guys to keep rolling, and I finished the sequence and said, Oliver, and if you do that, I will kill you. And I start walking away, and they keep rolling, and I went, shoot that poison. Camera on Stephen like this. So yes, I do like color in time. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes.
If the TARDIS existed in real life and you had control of it, what would you do with it?
The 1940s, and I would go back and be a part of the FGM musicals. I would also go back to, I would go back to before my grand that I wrote about in my book, Mern, who lived with us. I'd go back to like a year or two before she had her stroke in Scotland, and she had to come and live with us for the last 10 years of her life. And I would tell her exactly what has happened, and that I got an MBE honored by the Queen and the United Kingdom, and I would sit with her and tell her everything just to see how proud she would be. So, yes. Hi, Blondie. I got some face cream for you.
I have a biography next to my bed.
You do?
I do.
Oh, nice.
My husband and I love you in inappropriate ways. So.
That's hey, we all have to have dreams, right?
My question is, what project
would you like to see yourself in that hasn't yet presented itself, whether it be like animated features, your own talk show, like what?
I have an idea that I'd love to do a talk show, because I think it would be fabulous. I do have somebody who's coming up with line, I almost gave it away there. Oh no. There's something I'm working on that is a TV show that is based around conventions. And we've just looked at the pilot that we've shot. And I'm doing it because of my love of you guys and my love of cons, okay? All I'll say is that's going to come up, and it is awesome, and it's really fun. And if I come back to Hawaii again, I hope that if it does get picked up, that I'm able to do one here, because this is a fantastic place. Hello.
How does it feel to be loved by all these people?
It feels really, really incredible, and it's one of the best things that you can ever experience in life, because to walk on stage and feel all this love, it's absolutely amazing. And I hope one day that, again, if you follow your dreams or you try to do really well in life, that I hope you get to experience it. Really. Yeah, we got time, don't we?
Oh, yes.
It's not 5 o'clock yet, is it?
5 minutes left.
Wait. Who's on after me?
Nobody, 15 minutes. We don't care.
What? It starts at 5:50. We do have to then clear out. So just last question, okay?
Oh my God.
Yeah, under pressure, so make it a freaking good one, okay?
I don't know about John Barrowman. My whole family loves you.
Thank you.
Platonically and maybe sexually.
That's okay. There's a blonde guy over there, you can go talk to him about that. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. They were like, oh man, it's been said, you have a beautiful voice, John Barrowman, and we all know.
Okay.
Would you sing? You know, maybe
Yes. This is a song, and I want to say this because I'm pleased to say Hawaii being one of the states in the United States, and me being very passionate about this stuff, and you're just going to have to bear with me, it's going to run over a little bit. This is a song that I recorded because you guys were one of the states that were first to acknowledge same-sex marriage and all that, and that's really something to be proud of in the United States. This is a song that I recorded because when Scott and I got married in California, there was a lot of other men there and women, and they were all in their 80s, and one guy came up to me, we witnessed all the stuff, and he came up and he said, you know, I'm 84 years old, my husband now is, the gentleman I'm just married is 82, and we never thought that this day would ever come, and we have no one to witness anything, and a lot of these other guys don't. Please can you be our witness, because most of our family is dead. And he said, I've never been so proud to be able to express the love for Tim, his partner, than more today. And so I recorded this song because nobody has a right to deny you to love somebody, no matter who it is. Which track? What? Okay, so do the one that's 1,000. You got it? Bear with me, I'm tired. Crank it up.